Hello, and you're very welcome along to the Intern Group's Keynote Speaker Series. My name is Paul Linsky, and I'm your host. If you have a question during the discussion, please send it on to Manami and state if you'd like to read it yourself or you'd like me to read it out for you. Now, excitingly today, we'll have our guest speaker, and it might work a little bit different as Ambreen may be asking you guys for some questions along the way. So excitingly today, we have Ambreen Nadeem. Ambreen is an industrial psychologist with more than 15 years experience in marketing research and has 14 years experience in the areas of market research and analysis, client relationships, project management, and leadership in top multinational companies. But I will let her explain more. Ambreen, you're very welcome along today.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paul and Manami, for giving me this opportunity to speak to this topic, which is very close to my heart. And I'm truly honored to be here today. Thank you so much.
Thanks a million. Yeah, so we had a little brief discussion beforehand about your talk, and it's all about passion. So please take it away.
Okay, thank you so much. So thank you all who have joined today for our session. And as Paul and Manami has already informed you, that today we're going to discuss about how to discover your true passion. So I will just, before I even start, so if anyone of you would like to share that, what does passion mean to you? Maybe you can unmute your mic and just say, or
in the chat, I suppose, as well, if that works better for anybody.
Okay, no problem. I think this is just okay, maybe move further as we can see that, like, as Oprah Winfrey has, and this is one of my favorite definitions, that because passion is the energy, feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. So passion is, it's something, it's an overwhelming drive that keeps you going, that keeps us filled with meaning, happiness, and it will drive you to reach your goal in life. And that's the factor that unites all the successful people in equal measure. It is the energy that actually gives you excitement, happiness to follow your dream, or whatever, because when you are passionate about, you feel something inside you that gives you a spark or gives you a motivation to follow your dream. It is a powerful force in accomplishing anything you set your mind. It is ultimately a factor that that gives you happiness and success in life. Passion powers the hard work, determination, and creativity. So why does passion matter? Because passion inspire, not only it does not only excite the person that it has the passion, but it also inspires the other to join and identify the vision. For example, have you ever seen the person who is so passionate about the music or something? He's so engrossed in the music or something because he's enjoying what he's doing. And the people who are listening to the music or who are actually watching him, they also enjoy seeing. So it's something that, when you do something from your passion, people start to get inspiration from you. And this is the power that actually turns a vision into reality. If you have certain vision in your mind, your passion is the driving force that actually makes that vision into reality. Why? Because it elevates the productivity and enables to achieve higher goal. Because, as I give you the example of that person who is into the music, and if that's the passion, if you see that person, the way it's creating the music, it's the way it's singing or something, the energy comes from within, and that energy he exudes outside, and the energy the other people also feel, and they start enjoying it also. And the person who is doing with the passion definitely stands out, and that person who stands out is the one that becomes the leader eventually, and that inspires others. So passion is like finding a resonant frequency. It's every everything in this universe has certain frequency, and they are vibrating at that particular frequency. And when they achieve their natural frequency, where the medium vibrates at the highest amplitude, they achieve their, best of themselves. And you must have seen, like, if someone, you must have actually heard in your books and read in the physics books that, when someone, a singer starts singing, they actually shattered the glass or something, because the voice they produces certain certain frequencies, and makes the glass vibrate at the natural frequencies to attune their best level. And that's how, it started to perform there at the best. And so humans are also given certain gifts and talent, and we are born in this world in a special setting with specially crafted circumstances. And it is just like that, you must have seen that each machine is designed to perform the task in certain setting. For example, a heavy duty Caterpillar truck is designed to work in those particular heavy and very tough conditions. So each human being is also given certain talents. And so we need to find our sort of that frequency level, that talent, where we start to resonate at our natural frequency. And that's where the passion comes from. Because when we find out our passion, we start to resonate at our natural frequency. And that is when we achieve our maximum potential, our maximum performance. So again, if I refer back to the example that if you see the person who is singing at the best, and that comes from the heart, you see that he is actually resonating at the natural frequency. And that's that's how he exudes the energy around himself to make the other feel the same level of energy. So when you find your passion, it is just like you finding your natural frequency, your resonant frequency. Okay, here I would also like to give the example of the psychology of excitement. As I told you that, we start to resonate at the natural frequency, and again, and when we start to resonate at the natural frequency, that is the time that we get the high level of excitement. But here is the catch. The psychology of excitement says that everything that looks exciting in the beginning loses its, sort of a charm over the period of time. For example, first time you buy your phone, you must be very excited. And then after a while, like, when you, for example, when you're very excited, you handle it carefully, you clean the screen every second, you put it on the cover, you take care of it like a baby. But after a few months, you throw it on your bed, you forget where the how dirty your screen was and how to handle it. I mean, you must have dropped it many times. So, like, everything loses its sort of excitement over the period of time. So, but the thing is that since the excitement is short-lived and temporary, again, I would give you, before I tell you that how we can maintain such higher level, I will ask the question is why? Because of the two reasons. One is biologically, because human body always seeking a state of homeostasis, a condition of stability. And psychologically, in the beginning, we all have the energy because dream excites us, and when we get frustrated, for example, if we get frustrated, and for example, if the farmer is there and you keep on looking that, he has to plant the garden and with the apple for achieving the dream. And if he keeps on thinking about that, in the beginning, the dream will actually makes him excited about it. But after a while, if he puts in a lot of effort, he will lose that level of excitement and soon become frustrated because there will be no result on that. So we need sort of, again, that dream. To follow that dream, we need to keep our excitement going on throughout so we can follow our dream, and we cannot distract easily, because following a dream is not easy. If you have certain dream, you need to work really hard and you have to break your bone, to be honest. All you can do to actually make your dream come true. But the fading excitement level is, it's there. And can we actually say, does this mean that we are hopelessly doomed to live boring lives with no excitement? So I would say the answer is no, because we have to work at keeping things alive in our work, relationship, in our everything. So, and this translates into building excitement into life by planning to do things that change the routine. The excitement, and the one thing is, I would say that excitement, we need that excitement because it makes us take action. And simply the example that I have given, that the person who is just dreaming of the garden which has full of apples, and he will have sort of a lot of business afterwards, and by taking the apple, if he keeps on dreaming and not putting action, again, then he will lose. I mean, he will lose the excitement level, and he will get frustrated because he will not get result very quickly. So we have to plan things. We have to have the proper dream that, okay, we want this in life, but we need to plan it to achieve it. And then how we do it, we need to find that level to work around it, to keep that excitement level, or to maintain that level, energy level throughout. Okay, so how can we do this? We need to again see that what are the biological reasons, what are the things that actually are necessary that keeps our excitement level high. Okay. Oops, sorry. So here I would say that dopamine is the main neurotransmitter that plays a very critical role, and it is known as a seek and reward. It creates a loop, seek and reward loop. Initially, it used to be thought as the pleasure-seeking neurotransmitter, and because, it creates a pleasure, a state of pleasure when we eat something or when we do something that we like. So, but now the research proved that dopamine plays critical role in causing seeking behavior. So here it is important to actually realize that we need to create goal, whatever we need to transform our passion into goals. So our dopamine can create a seek and reward loop. Because, for example, if I give you the example of the farmer who has the dream of having the garden full of apple, which can transform into the business or something. So if he keep on dreaming, it wouldn't work. He needs to make it a goal. And again, goal, how to keep that, how to reach to that goal is to keep working towards it. Again, how it would work? Because you need to put in effort. How would it work again? Because you need to put some passion, you need to put in efforts, and efforts can be done when you add passion to your work. Because when we talk about success, you need to go to extra mile, where everyone has actually give up on that. So when everybody is tired, sick and tired, but you have to have some extra energy to follow your dream. When you feel that there's nothing coming out, but again, you need to follow your dream because you have certain more energy. You need to keep that energy alive, and that energy comes from passion. And then how you do it, again, to keep your dopamine level high. And how would you do it? Because you know that it creates a seek and reward loop. So you need to keep that goal. You need to keep your eye on the goal, and keep on seeking. You need to keep that level. You need to keep your excitement level high through keeping an eye on the goal. And that's why it is important that you need it. So here it's important that since we know that we lose the excitement level. Why? Because our body is looking for a normal state, a homeostasis. And how we can do it? We have to keep that dopamine level high. And passion helps you set the goals in life and gives us the purpose and reason to move on. And it does not, it gives you an extra energy. It gives you some spark in your life that to follow your dream and to keeps all your efforts aligned. Because, for example, again, if I go back to the my example, if the farmer is keep on dreaming about having the garden full of apples, then again its passion will actually keeps him motivated to do some extra work and to eventually reach to the success of his goal. Because when we are passionate about anything, we are willing to put more effort, and that helps trigger new behavior. It guides our focus and helps us sustain momentum in our life. And that is it gives us extra push, to be honest. So I'll just plan a little bit of activity. For example, for all, if any of you can want to volunteer, just to give you that how the psychology of excitement affects us. So just think of any project or any like your college or university, the first day, and you have to rate that day with the excitement. Like, how was your excitement level when you joined your university, college, office, project, or whatever? And then from 1 to 10 scale, like 1 is the highest and the 10 is the lowest. So how were you, what excitement level you had when you joined the first day of the school? And think of it after 6 months. And then think about it, that what was the level of excitement after 6 months? Then you have to rate it again from 1 to 10, and then maybe after a year. And then you can share your experience, that how you felt that, the excitement went down. Maybe if anybody can volunteer, they can share their experience.
Manami, would you like to share what it's like from university, from excitement from the start over the course of a year?
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to need to think about it a bit, because my life has been all over the place. I went to university and took gap years like 3 times or something like that. So I don't know, the first time, okay, I think it's better if I talk about when I first came to work in the Intern Group, because that's more recent. So I think the first day when I came here to work with the Intern Group, I was just absolutely nerve-wracking. It's the first time that I had like a formal job. And because it was my first formal job, I'd say that my excitement level was like 10, and I was just very eager to prove my worth, because I knew that I could do the job, and I've always like struggled a lot as a foreigner in a foreign country. So yeah, I was excited to finally get a job and to just prove myself, basically. And 6 months after, I don't think I've worked here for 6 months, but 3 months later, I still have the same level of excitement. I'm just more eager to prove my worth even more. So yeah, my excitement level is still at 10. It can get a bit too busy sometimes. So sometimes it just goes down from like between 5 to 10, depending on my busyness level. But yeah, overall, my excitement hasn't gone down.
But excellent, because that's like you actually proven whatever I've said. Because if you actually have the goal in your mind, and if you know that what you want to achieve, your excitement doesn't go down. Whereas if you, for example, if you know that if you don't have that particular goal, then your excitement level goes down. And that's what we have just seen in the previous slides, that if you manage to keep the dopamine level high throughout, your excitement doesn't go down. And when your excitement doesn't go down, you tend to achieve more, you tend to try more, your productivity actually increases, because excitement is changes the entire physiological physiological state of your body, and then makes you do more and makes you go extra mile. So thank you so much for sharing this example. So,
we also have a few comments.
Real quick, we just have another example here from Tess. I'll read out, Tess, unless you want to go ahead.
Sorry, I cannot see the chat.
Yeah, I can say out loud if you want. Hi, my name is Tess. Thank you so much for being here. I think this is a really interesting topic, particularly when you graduate and you can't find a job. I think thinking about your passion and where you want to go is really useful. Yeah, so when you were talking about excitement, I remember when I started university, I had to start in a different country in a different language. So I remember being easily at a 9 in terms of excitement. And then, as you probably expect, it kind of decreased with time. Slightly, the next semester was more about, getting better grades. So I was going back really excited, really invested to make sure that I got the best grade I could and better than the previous semester. So I was maybe going towards 8, 7. And then as the year passed, then I reached a 6, even though I was still excited to learn new things. The excitement towards maintaining or improving was still there, but not the same. It's as if I kind of reached that acceptance of this is the kind of average I'm going to get, remaining consistent, if that makes sense. So yeah, I reached a 6 after a year.
Yeah, it's also natural. It's natural because that's what, even in the relationship, for example, if you're dating someone for the first day, you have the butterflies and whatnot, and you're so excited. But as the time goes by, you tend to lose sort of excitement. But again, if you have certain goals and if you are managed to keep that excitement level high throughout, and there's nothing like it. And that is what exactly we are here to talk about, that you need to manage the entire excitement level throughout so you can stand out from the crowd. So, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tess. Thank you so much for sharing the example with us. Okay, like as we talked about that, it is the passion is the spark that gives you energy, and you find your resonate, when you find your resonate frequency, that means, you are at your high. But the thing is that passion has become a buzzword, and it has become very difficult to find. So let's explore some reason that why it is actually so difficult to find. One reason is sort of societal pressure, because the thing is that everyone is different. And the thing is that society, unfortunately, has actually created a pre-planned path, like, of success. Everything, I mean, they've labeled success with certain achievements which are equal, which are similar to everyone, which should not be the case. But unfortunately, that has become like, you have to earn a degree, then you have to get a job, then you have to get married, you have kids, pay the bills, and that's it. If you've done well, you're successful. And if you're not following the same path, you're not. So the thing is, such societal pressure has actually created some extra burden. And then we tend to lose our passion because we have to follow the same routine and we have to follow the same path which society has produced for us. So I'll give you my example. For example, when I'm so passionate about psychology, and when I was trying to when I was about to choose psychology as for my higher studies, everybody in my circle, in my acquaintances, stopped me because they said that it doesn't have a very glorifying future, or it doesn't offer good career opportunities. And it was very difficult for me because my friends, my whoever you can say the people who are in the career, they said that I should go for MBA or for economics, which has better job opportunities or employment opportunities. But then again, and then I actually have I have a a sort of a conversation with myself that would I be happy if I go and if I opt for MBA or economics. So like since I was able to take the pressure and I was able to go against the pressure, I could follow the passion. But in most of the cases, people leave their passion and then go for what the society is telling or what the other people are saying. Again, the fear of failure, the most important, because since there is so much societal pressure that they have created and they have built the path that you have to follow the same path. Going against the path creates a fear of failure, and they feel, for example, that if somebody says that no, don't go into the field of psychology or any other field that you are passionate about, you tend to have that fear that you will not be as successful as you want to be or as society wants you to be. Not you, because for example, since I thought that I'm passionate about psychology, I would love it and I would enjoy the field. And I feel that that is what makes me stand out from the rest, because I love exploring more about psychology, and I love spreading knowledge about psychology, and I can never get bored. But the thing is that at the time when I was about to choose my subject for higher education, people were not seeing that passion in me. They were thinking from their own perspective, and they were thinking that they could fail, and they were again just reinforcing what society is saying, and that they're trying to implant the sort of seed of fear in my mind that that if I cannot follow the same path, I would be labeled as failure, and that fear of failure stops us from following the passion. And that's again the fear of exploring the untrodden path. That's again because if I give you my example, that I was also afraid. And the major problem is, for example, if someone is very passionate about art and painting and something, and people are saying that there's no scope or there's no future for to pursue it as a profession. So sort of because that person doesn't know, that person who's passionate about art or paintings, that he has to explore the untrodden path, which somebody has not explored it yet. And I think that is the main strength. That, for example, if you see it, how it all depends how you see it. You see it as a challenge or as a roadblock, as an opportunity or a roadblock. For example, if nobody has explored it, so it's an opportunity for you to explore it. Or some people who take it as a sort of a roadblock, they said, oh, it's never been explored, it's not worth exploring it. So this fear of exploring an untrodden path puts difficulty and creates difficulty in finding the true passion. And again, I would say there are lots of myths associated with the passion, and that makes people more confused. That number one myth, I will just explain few that that you can maybe relate to it, that finding passion is a result. And I would say that it's not a result. Passion is an experience, a way of being, a discovery of feeling, not an outcome. It's an ongoing, evolving process. We human beings are multidimensional and are always changing, growing, developing. So are our passion. Another word for passion is interest, and it's quite normal to have whole bunch of things you are interested in, enjoy, and feel passionate about. It's not only about one thing. You may have a lot of passion. So it's something that whatever you have an interest and you want to go an extra mile for that. Another myth, that you will miraculously be enlightened and trip across it one day. this is again a very myth that, you know, that for example, if you do, for example, maybe someone who is into the singing and they said, okay, they start singing and they will just find the passion just, you know, when they wake up from the bed and they find it. It doesn't work like that. You have to you have to try it several times to find out that how and what exactly is your passion. It's not easy. It's not something that, you know, you just wake up one day and you say, okay, this is my passion. You need some perseverance, you need some effort, work, and the inward reflection. You need to have some word from your own self, and you need to discover things that light you up, where you feel the sense of passion. So it doesn't work like, you know, it will just strike you as a lighting. Following passion means leaving your job. That's again very, I would just say that it's a myth. First of all, there are two things here I would like to point out, that, you know, for example, you cannot follow your passion as an occupation. That's a myth, because there's a difference between hobby or passion. For example, if someone wants to travel, they can go into the tourism field. If somebody wants to have the passion about cooking, they can become a chef. It's not something that, you know, something that can be done, that you have to leave your job and then do it something. There's no black and white thinking like that. And again, one more thing, that for example, if you find something because passion is not something that you can find before choosing a career. If somebody has an established career, and that doesn't mean, and if they're successful, that doesn't mean that you have to leave your job and follow your passion. You can do it side by side as well. You can be a good cook and you can be a good accountant as well. So it can be, you can have both together. That doesn't mean that you have to, when you have to follow passion, you have to make it either as an occupation or vice versa. So, and again, oops, sorry. This, you just, when you have reached the pinnacle of, like, passion is something that you find it and you reach the pinnacle and you are locked in for life. For example, again, it goes back to the first point also, that it's not only one thing. It's not about one thing. There is a huge array of sort of passions also. You are not just, a lot of people actually associate it with one thing. That if, for example, if I'm passionate of psychology, so I have to, that means this is the only thing that I would be passionate about, and if I'm learning or spreading the knowledge of psychology, this is the only area that I have. No, it's not like that. Passion actually creates more passion. For example, if I'm passionate about psychology, then I have to, the way I have to spread knowledge, then I have to be good at writing as well. And then maybe that's how I develop interest or passion about writing. Then again, I would have to be good at public speaking. So that's how, so passion is not just one thing, or it's not only that you reach the pinnacle in just one field. It actually inculcates more desire to achieve. Yes, maybe like one field, but then again, it will help you find out more skills. You may become more passionate about computers, more passionate about media, social media, more passionate about public speaking, more passionate about writing. So it drills down to several other, it flourishes you as an entire, it's the entire core you, it develops your skill set, not in just mastery, in gaining mastery in one skill set. Okay, I'll just share one story here about that, you know, how a passion actually affect our life. It's the story from the past that once upon a time a king had many elephants, but one elephant was very powerful, very obedient, sensible, and skillful in everything, especially in fighting skill. And in many wars, he was sent on battlefield, and he used to return on only after getting the victory for the king. Therefore, he was the most loved one. And time went by. There was time went by, and there came a time when elephant started getting old. Now he was not able to perform as before. Therefore, now the king did not even send him to the battlefield. He still remained as a part of the king's team. But one day he went to the lake to drink water. But unfortunately, his feet got stuck in the mud there, and he went on sinking. He tried a lot, but he could not remove himself from the mud. People came to know from the sound and the scream the elephant was in trouble. The news of elephant trapped to reach to the king. And and he tried a lot. He could not remove himself from the people came out and then tried to pull him out, but he could not. So all the people, including the king, gathered around the elephant and tried to make an effort to make him out. At that time, the Buddha was there. It was passing by, and he stopped there and inspected that what's going on at the time. And then he actually suggested that the battle drums should be played around the lake. The listener felt shocked and bizarre, suggesting that how a battle drums can make a trapped elephant come out. Anyways, nobody questioned Buddha, and they started playing the drums. And soon after the drums of war started ringing, there was a change in the gesture and behavior of the determination of the troubled elephant. And at first, elephant was slowly stood up and gradually used his force and intelligence. And before long, he came out from the mud on his own, and everybody was shocked that how he actually came out, because like nobody could pull him out. But again, it was his lost motivation that actually it was his lost passion, because he had forgotten, he had stopped going on the war. So that when the drums was played, that motivation came back to him, and that passion that he had forgotten became alive, and that pulled him out from the mud. So here is a little bit of questions. So if anybody want to answer that, what did you learn from this story, and what do you think that why elephant was not able to come out earlier, and what did drum beats do to make the elephant come out? So anybody wants to share the learning?
Hi.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, thank you so much for this great talk. One thing that comes to mind in regards to the last question, it's not in order, but it's interesting that something external, like not relating to the elephant, was the motivator, like wasn't from within the elephant. And it you've spoken a lot about like the internal passion, but I guess it's also like how you gain passion and excitement from those that you surround yourself with and the resources that you use.
Yeah, absolutely. Very nice. I mean, because he actually the elephant had forgotten how it likes to be on the battle, and he was passionate about fighting, and that was making that elephant different from the rest of the one. That he was not only a circus sort of the elephant. That elephant had fought several battles and came out winner because of sort of a passion. And then his passion had died down, and you had pointed out really rightly that we need to surround ourselves also that actually uplift our motivation and help us find the passion. So okay, I will move on to find out, like ways to find out how to find out your true passion, because we have had enough talk about that. What does passion do and how it excites us and how it makes us do more. So there are certain techniques. Don't be afraid to be different. That is a very important thing, because God has created each one of us differently. Just imagine, like, there are 7.7 billion people on this planet. And just imagine if they are doing everything, they are all similar things. So, it would be very boring, and they're doing everything similar. So God has specifically given us different talent, different circumstances, and different abilities. And the reason why God has given us different capabilities, because God wants us to be different. And here what happens, as I talked in previous slides, I said, because of the societal pressure, we try to fit in to the groups that society has labeled successful, or sort of the group that society thinks that it creates this inspiration. You need to find out what are you capable of, and find out what you are unique at. What is your capabilities? It may not be fitting with the societal expectation, but if you think that you have this spark and you have this ability, don't be afraid to be different from the crowd, because that is what makes you unique, and that is what exactly your strength is. Another very important thing is, when you are trying to find out your passion, is creating a vision board. Our feeling and desires are quite abstract, and which are often mistook with short-term pleasures activity. To find our passion, sometimes we need to give tangible form to our thoughts. And there is no better way to create a vision board. Let your thoughts wander freely without holes in bar. Do not set any agenda or a proper plan. Let your heart be your guide. Just look around and see what clicks you. What are the images, photos, colors, sceneries that inspires you? Just copy paste those images and try to figure out what pattern is emerging and what excites you and what turns you down. So eventually you will find a theme, maybe the color, the activities, the places you go to, and then you will find out. And it will take a time. So don't be, impatient in doing that. Like, for example, if you are creating a vision board, just take some magazine, go to the bookstore, do some Google, and try to pick up images. I would say just not only the text, go for the images, because then you can give your thoughts some expression in a tangible way. Discover your hobbies. Hobbies are a great way to explore your passion that leads to the purpose. When boredom hits us, it's easy to indulge in binge watching Netflix episode to kill time. Usually when you're tired of late working hours or studying, you just need to relax. But when you have time, relaxation can be achieved through doing things that you love. It does not only make use of time productively, but it also gives a sense of fulfillment in life. It helps you boost the quality of your life, and that's why they are so important to have. However, as an adult, we usually do not give much importance to our hobbies, and we tend to keep it aside. So revisit your childhood and see what activities you used to carry out during the free time. Notice what you love during your free time. See what you can change about yourself to make you feel good. Because whatever you choose to do in the spare time actually defines you. Your hobbies define your real passion and shape up your personality. The books we read, movies or TV serials we watch, or sports we choose, the discussion we have with people around us, the places we visit or aspire to visit have profound impact on our mind. And eventually, how you spend your spare time and choices you make day in and day out leads to success that ultimately creates your legacy. So whatever, like even for example, if you want, you try to find out the pattern, the book you read, the any activity you want to do during your leisure time, except sleeping. This is very, very important thing. I mean, this is something that people often neglect. You cannot discover yourself unless you become a friend of yourself. Spending time alone is crucial and is essential to discover your true passion. Have a one-to-one discussion with yourself, just like, just like the conversation you have with your friend. Ask yourself question the way you ask your friend. Discover your desire, your wants. It is important to note down there's a difference between loneliness and solitude, because when you loneliness is sort of something that you feel lonely, but solitude is something that you enjoy your own company. So try to find a time for yourself and have a discussion with yourself, and be sort of, it's not something that, when you're alone you start saying that, oh my god, you're alone. No, you have yourself, and this is the best time. And I would say that when you start to discover yourself in solitude, that is when your soul transcends. You become aware of your own self, you become aware of your strength, you become aware of your weakness. And again, I would say that even when you become aware of your weakness, try to accept it and work on it to improve on it, rather than, just we start feeling cursed that, oh my god, I'm shy and I cannot speak in public, or maybe I'm not good at writing or something. So whatever it is, accept it. Okay, this is the weakness. No problem. If everyone has a weakness, work on it and improve on it. Cultivate belief in yourself. That is something very, very important. Many times the answer to how to discover your passion is right in front of you, but you are refusing to see it. Because again, for example, maybe someone is passionate about something which is not befitting with that person's social peer group. So for example, if someone is, again, if I give you my example, that when I was trying to pursue a master's in psychology, people did try to stop me because I think my circle was not right one to help me go for the passion. But you try to find out the people, as Charlotte mentioned, that we need to surround people who can uplift it. And most importantly, have a belief in yourself. You think only you know yourself best. You know your capabilities, you know your strength. So have a belief in yourself, and then do not be afraid by what people are saying. You know that you can do it, so that means you can do it. It's no other people. People do not see your strength. People do not know your ambition. People do not know how you want that, how much desire you have to follow your dream. So know yourself well and have a belief in yourself. This is again a very, it's something you have to be clear about your passion and follow the clear path. How it's like, I would say that CLEAR, this is the path, like be curious. Passion starts when you're curious about something. You'll start learning when you, for example, if you see that this is something that you're curious about, and then it captures your attention. Second part is like when you start to follow that your curiosity, you will learn. You start learning a lot about it. You dig down deeper and you try to do more research and get better understanding of that. When you learn a lot about it, you get excited and enthusiastic about, follow that part. You try to find more and more and more, and that when you, this is one very important characteristic of passion, that when you have the desire to find more, and that enthusiasm tells you that yes, you are passionate about it. Again, and when that enthusiasm gives you awareness, you become aware, and then when you become aware that okay, this is your passion, stick to it and recognize it and have a proper long-term commitment to it. You start making things, you start investing in your passion and follow it properly. So that's how you follow the clear path. Here I would say that, as Albert Einstein said, that I have no special talents. I'm only passionately curious. And that is again, like passion, it starts with curiosity. When anything that keeps you curious, it will makes you excited, it will makes you learn more. And that is when you realize that, yes, there is your passion. And these are the steps to use the passion. You have to become aware. When you become aware that this is your curiosity, identify that, okay, these are there are so many things, but this is the one that you want to do. And then act on it. And that's how you follow your passion. So it's time to level up and add passion in your life. Thank you.
Ambreen, thanks so much for that. That was absolutely brilliant. Really, really enjoyed that. That was absolutely fantastic. And I suppose now we usually jump into a Q&A, but I'm just wondering, do you have 10 minutes and we can have breakout rooms instead?
Up to you, whatever I have.
Yeah, are you available for another 10 minutes? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll jump into breakout rooms. I'm sure lots of people have questions.
Yeah, sure.
And you can have a chat with them in there. And basically the breakout rooms, it's only going to be 10 minutes in total. And it's just a chance to do a bit of networking. So if you can unmute yourself, turn on your camera, and just introduce yourself and a couple of facts like where your name, where you're living, what internship you have, and we'll be back here in 10 minutes. And Ambreen, that was absolutely brilliant. Manami's going to open them up now, and you'll have 60 seconds as well, and you can join back in here. We'll have a quick discussion, and then we'll head off on our day, evening, morning. So thanks a million.
Okay.
Excellent. I think that's everybody back in the room, and I hope you really enjoyed Ambreen's talk. If anybody would like to share anything you were speaking about in the breakout rooms, this is the super awkward part for me because nobody ever wants to do it, but you can put a thumbs up beside your name in the bottom right of your Zoom screen. You'll see your reactions button, and you just click on the thumbs up emoji, and you can go and you can share your story if anybody would like to do that. If not, I don't see anybody. Ambreen, where can people reach you? You've got a big LinkedIn program, so where can people get hold of you?
They can reach me through, social media. I'm actually in progress of making my own website and something, because I'm working on my book as well. So to publish it by the end of the year, or maybe like the beginning of the next year. So, but they can reach me through social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, or Insta, wherever they want to. So, and through my email even if you want. So yeah, I would be happy to assist you, to help you out if you have any question even after that. So feel free to reach out.
Thanks so much. And it was an absolutely brilliant talk we had with you today, all about following your passion, learning your passion, and how to make your passion your career.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Thanks so much, Ambreen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you all for joining today, all those people who took time and joined us today. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you to everyone as well for your participation. The next speaker will be Nithin Jilla, a passionate social entrepreneur and executive director of Dreams for Schools, an EdTech organization helping to make STEM subjects accessible and approachable for everyone. And that will be on the 10th of November. So everybody have a fantastic day, morning, evening, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again, Ambreen.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ambreen.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.